All right, for that space, there's the other option, or we will note that for Sapphire when scoring Sapphire.
Okay, all right, thank you. Sapphire,
Thank you very much.
I don't know if you can put up the slides again. Could you go back to the competition, please?
Yes. Should I do it or you, Anita, to share the screen?
Yeah, we'll do that.
To save time, can you just talk with the competition? How far have they gone in the market? So they're obviously ahead of you. How do you plan to catch up? How realistically is going to happen, and what time frames are you looking at?
Sorry, I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. How what?
Yeah, so I said your competition, they are ahead of you because you guys are new, right? So
yes.
How far have they gone in the market? You know, just run us through how you plan to catch up with them.
Yes,
and what time frame are you looking at? Yeah.
Some of them have been since a while in the competition, and some of them have recently joined the competition. But we believe that we have, let's say, a social thing that we are going to enter that by adding some features that other competitors do not have. Like the auction, for example, for the vintages and for the second special hand things, we will be having the physical store and bazaar. We will be having the donation, which none of them have, and this donation can also bring in a lot of traction in a very short time. So we believe with some tactics and marketing strategy things, we will be able to break into the market in a faster way and in a very short period of time. And that's it, hopefully, yeah. But they have been in the market for a while, but none of them are having this character, let's say. We have a character for them.
Okay, thanks for that. And since you're from your slides, your prime customer happens to be mothers and babies, am I correct?
This is the beachhead market for the current time.
Yeah. So you might want to, in your slides, you might want to find a way to tie that into one of the UN SDG goals, could help you with impact investors. And by the way, your slides, they're a bit,
okay.
I think there's some improvement that can be done there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, everyone. Any more questions?
Anita, if I may, we haven't launched yet, but we have been operating since like October and September through the social media channels. So we have been selling and buying things, and we also bought some things in inventory so we can test the market and see what the demand happening there. So we have also generated some revenues without being launched. So we considered our social media channel as our very, very first MVP. And thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for that, Safa. All right, we'll be moving on to our next startup. She's already smiling because she knows she's next. All right, Lena of Lee's Maternity, you're up next. And Wendy will be sharing your slides in a second. I'm ready when you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Right, hello, everyone. First of all, please excuse me because I'm French speaking, so maybe I may be pronouncing some words wrong. So, every year in West Africa, in French-speaking countries, more than 2 million women give birth to a baby. Unfortunately, for most of them, this pregnancy and motherhood journey just resonates with discomfort in their bodies, with so many pregnancy symptoms, discomfort in their mind, with so many questions they cannot always find answers to, and discomfort in society because they are victims of social pressure from their family and in the workplace as well. Well, I know all this because 5 years ago, I was in big discomfort as I was expecting my first baby. I was young, pregnant, and holding a management position in Jumia, the e-commerce, locally relevant information because we all have access to information online, but it comes from Occidental websites, and their reality is not exactly ours. And this is also due to a lack of peer-to-peer support because we feel so lonely and we need to be able to talk with like-minded women that are experiencing the same situation. You can switch through the next slide, please, Anita. So at that moment when I was pregnant, I made some researches and I had discovered that just in French-speaking countries in West Africa, the market is huge. Just like I said, there are more than 2 million women that have babies in our countries. Excuse me. And just by focusing on, oh, I'm losing my voice, just give me 1 second. Sorry. So just by focusing on 20% of this population, so by focusing on women from the middle class living in urban cities, we can enhance the pregnancy experience of more than 100,000 women. So you can move to the next slide also. So I will pass through those data as we have it, because our demography is spread all around the world, but there is no comprehensive solution for the pregnant women. That is why I have created Liz Maternity, which is a unique platform. You can switch, Anita, please. It's a unique platform that provides to the pregnant and nursing women the products that they need. So it is fashion, cosmetics, and a wide range of accessories, the education that they need, a digest content that is locally relevant, and a community where they can share their experience, but knowing that that community will be monitored by midwives to be sure that the information that they are sharing is accurate and safe. Next slide, please. Next slide again. So over the past years, I have been working on this maternity over the past years on the phygital model. We are selling on social media and we have one physical store in Abidjan. And we have an average revenue of 30,000 euro with a steady growth of 3% year on year. Next slide, please. We also have a big community of 10,000 women on social media, and we are organizing a lot of master classes with, oh, time is up. Can I have just 2 more minutes?
Can we give her 1 minute, please?
So 1 minute more, 1 minute more.
Okay. Okay, so what we are building is based on a threefold revenue model. We have that e-commerce revenue that is based on all those things we are selling, and we have paid partnership from B2B brand. On the long run, we can also have subscription from those women to have access to our content. Next slide, please. Next slide again. So we want to raise 200K euros to enhance our operation, to broaden our stock, strengthen our staff, and boost our marketing. We are ready to give up to 15% of share against that value. Today, we have a team of 3 people. Myself, I have a background in e-commerce and fashion. We have a CMO who has been working on PR industry for 10 years, and my sister, who is a PhD on computer science, who is building our online platform. So if you want to help me enhance the pregnancy experience of more than 100,000 women in West Africa, join me. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that, Liz. Over to our judges. Anybody with questions, please raise your hand. And okay, all right, go ahead.
But thank you for that presentation. I'm just wondering how the physical store plays into your online presence as well. So what is the strategy there? Are you going to keep opening up physical stores? Yeah, what is the plan?
Okay, well, as you probably know, when women are pregnant, their bodies change a lot. And we have noticed that they no longer know which size of clothing then they wear. That's the reason why we have created that physical store, to have a first touch point. So usually they spot a product online, they come in the store to try it on. And once they know their size for real, we keep pushing offers to them throughout the coming months. So the idea is to maintain that physical interaction, and then to create something very complementary where there's women can keep buying from us on the other stages of their pregnancy after childbirth. And yes, we are planning to keep on opening stores. I know investors don't like that option, but we have noticed that we are not on a market that is mature enough for a 100 digital platform, especially for that kind of population who needs contacts and advices.
All right. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Lena. Thank you. All right, Tunji, is your hand up or you're clapping? Okay, Damilola has a question.
Damilola, please.
All right, thank you.
Hi, well done, Lena. So just what's your burn rate like? Like how much do you expend typically on a monthly basis to run the business? And if you are going to, I'm assuming in the foreseeable future, you're looking at, I mean, you mentioned opening physical stores. How do you think that would impact your revenues? You know, so you can just start from the burn rate and, you know, the physical stores.
Okay, unfortunately, I don't have all the figures in mind right now. I don't want to say something incoherent, so I will be happy to send you that data by mail once we are done, because I do have those figures, but don't have the strength in mind right now. Is it okay? Can we proceed that way?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Tunji, you had a question?
Yes. I don't know if it counts as a question. You want to raise 200,000 and give out 15% of your business. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think you still need a bit of guidance on crafting your fundraising plan, not just for this round, for the next 2-3 rounds. So that
of course I do.
Okay, and you still want to give out 15% of your business for 200K.
Well,
so how big is this business going to be in the next 24 months?
Excuse me?
How big is your business? What's the vision, the size of your business in the next 24 months?
In the next 24 months, so my idea is to first increase my market share in Ivory Coast and increase my presence in Togo, which is my country of origin. Last year, I only had 500 customers only in the market where we could reach minimum 5,000, because in Abidjan only, there are 16,000 women that are pregnant every year in the middle class section. So my ambition is to be able to increase the business by 10 over the 2 next years by, well, just like I said, by optimizing the marketing operation. We have partnership with a lot of hospitals where we can do advertising and enhance the advertising online, and by enlarging the assortments. So in terms of figures, our ambition is like that, reach 5,000 women within the 2 next year, knowing that our average basket is €60. So.
Okay, shall I start?
Yeah, you can start now.
Hello, I'm Raghda Rashad, founder and CEO of Women's Wellness. As we all know, navigating health and wellness is an ongoing and often overwhelming journey. I've been through this when I was in medical school and had an illness. I have wished for answers to comfort my fears and improve my quality of life, only to find myself left with a diagnosis, a medication, and a few not so useful pages in my study book. But years later, I took health into my hands and found out that life was full of answers and felt empowered. But then during my work as a health educator for years, I've seen the same pattern still repeating, where limited health literacy is common among women. In a study, 34% of women had basic and below basic health literacy level, and 47% had intermediate level. And also there's evidence that limited health literacy is associated with higher risk of complications and healthcare costs, lower health status and quality of life, lack of access to reliable health information because consultations usually are insufficient in time and frequency for women to learn what they need about health promotion, disease prevention, and management. And all this leads to also inefficiency of healthcare spending. Also, in another study, it was estimated that people with basic and below basic health literacy had higher healthcare expenditure in office and ER visits compared to those with above basic health literacy level. And since the healthcare expenditure per capita in the MENA region has a wide range from like about $350 to up to $4,000 per person, we intend to cover 1 million women for $100 to $300 per woman with our solution. Since the number of women of reproductive age in MENA region is about 107 million. So how are we going to address these challenges and offer a solution that improves their quality of life with women's wellness? It's here to bridge this aching gap because knowledge is power. We present a digital health literacy platform for women's health topics from puberty to menopause with an approach that is holistic and comprehensive, evidence-based, trauma-informed, and culture sensitive as well. So can women make informed health choices according to their unique and changing needs, abilities, and context. Through the website and later the application, we offer self-paced courses and online peer support groups that are professionally moderated. Currently, through our MBB, we offer childbirth education courses and fertility awareness courses for family planning. But we will cover more topics in menstrual, sexual, and reproductive health, in maternal health and lactation, in mental health, and women's well-being and illnesses as well. Through our solution, we also cover many of the sustainable development goals, such as the good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, decent work and economic growth, reduced inequalities through improving women's health and improving their quality of life. What differentiates us from the competitors in the region is that we cover the broadest range of topics in women's health. Also, that's trauma-informed with a framework for online peer support that women can communicate with others and relate to their challenges. And the founder has a long and deep relevant experience in women's health. Our business model is B2C and B2B. In our B2C, we will directly sell to the customer self-paced courses with lifetime subscription at a range of $50 to $130. And the expected customer lifetime value is about 3 courses, and also offering the peer support group sessions in packages. In the B2B, we will offer these services, but to schools, healthcare, institutions, corporates, insurance companies, applications in various forms, such as maybe according to each business, maybe direct to customer plus with discounts and commission to the business, or bulk seat subscriptions, or dedicated branded online classrooms. And the benefit for these businesses will be that our solution will reduce healthcare costs and improve the quality of life of the employees, which consequently will improve their productivity at work and also retain their employees. The traction so far is $20K through to 150 clients. We have already an MVP and launched the first self-paced fertility awareness course in Egypt. We have a presence on social media that's considered designed and recorded the courses for a more scalable approach. We would have approached more B2B and made academic collaborations with experts to add more courses, and by 2024 to be able to enter new markets in the region. By 2023, we expect to have 50K revenue through at least 500 clients. We need help with regards to mentorship, training, connections, and funding regarding these topics, such as how to approach B2B, on entering new markets in MENA, building a health ethic approach, a solution, and funding through grants, investment, and understanding more about valuation. And we ask for about $150K to cover the website, team, operations, and marketing. The founder myself, I'm a medical graduate with experience in health education for more than 16 years, holding master's degree in global health sciences from Oxford. Studied various aspects in women's health, being a lactation consultant, childbirth educator, and doula, and one of the very few fertility awareness teachers in the region. We also have a specialist in learning experience and user research, and a social media coordinator, and I'm actively looking for a co-founder as a COO. We have had great mentors and advisory board in mental health and business. We have partners with whom we are trying to build our model of B2B. We have attended various training programs. One of them is the first Femtech Accelerator program in the MENA region. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for that, Ragda. So we will move over to the judges for any questions as of now.
Great.
Yeah, Hector, over to you.
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. I really liked it. I think just a point of clarity. I think you mentioned that the revenue last year, you did 20K rev, and you did that from 250 customers. Is that correct?
It's not just last year. We've been building this like up the prototype on a slow basis over like the last 3 years on an off basis. So it's not only the last year, yeah, but it's true through 250 clients.
Fantastic. So maybe just to kind of follow up there, in 2022, what was your revenue?
It was about because in 2022 we've made our process to be more automated, and we have partnered with an e-commerce so that the clients can pay online and registration to be open at any time. So it's about maybe about $10K, so about half the amount of the clients, because we have like optimized the process.
No, I think the reason I ask, and I think it's awesome, and it's certainly surprising to me, is I didn't think that that you could extract as much revenue per customer as you are in the market. So I think it's really exciting. What do you think that is?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Yeah, apologies if that wasn't clear. What do you think is when you're kind of extracting, call it $1,000 per single customer? Or $100 at that point, where do you think the kind of share of the wallet is?
I don't understand the last part, like the
what would customers be spending that money on if they weren't spending it on your course?
Yeah, they would be spending it on like the maybe unnecessary health visits. So in our childbirth education courses, when women are not attending this kind of service, they are so much worried, so they do unnecessary health visits to the doctor, or emergencies, or maybe complications during pregnancy because they didn't optimize their health, or maybe complications in breastfeeding afterwards. So they are spending it more on secondary healthcare other than a preventive measure as ours.
Fantastic, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we have 2 minutes more first from Ragda. Any more questions from our judges? Hi, Damilola, over to you.
Hi, Ragda. I know you have like the qualifications, and you have like an excellent team, but what makes you, aside from the problems that you listed out,
in a comprehensive way, not in a biased way. So I think that's what makes us special, what makes it me passionate about it, to offer comprehensive information so that women can choose what suit their condition, not what I believe suit their condition.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you all. And if that will be all, we'll be moving over to our keynote session that will be handled by the none other Edu Abasi. But on the agenda, if we've gone through the agenda, we would see that the break was supposed to be for 20 minutes. However, to save time and to make sure, everybody gets the best chance they can to pitch, we'll be having it for 10 minutes keynote session handled by Edu. So Edu, take over.
Sure, thank you. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, everyone. It's been very inspiring, actually, listening to the different founders. Thank you to our partners. Thank you to the GFA team. Thank you to Plug and Play. Thank you to Sterling Bank. You all are amazing. I'm not going to spend up to 10 minutes. So I had told the team, instead of us having a 20 minutes break, let's just run with everyone's pitch. So that we give each founder an equal opportunity to have listening ears. But we're super glad. It's our first FoundHer program as Mentors, and for the purpose of those on the call who might not know what Mentors is, so what we are about at Mentors, we're all about getting a lot more women to access technology opportunities, getting into tech employment, and also we hear a lot every time in the news. We're hearing people are raising funds. We're hearing a lot around the startup ecosystem. We want to see a lot more women in tech in that space, and this is where our passion comes from. And to the partners that have believed in us and have said, you know what, we love this vision and we want to partner with you on it, we can't thank you enough. We're super grateful. It's been an amazing, we started this in November, and it's been an amazing ride with the founders, very inspiring, every one of them. And I do hope that we all win. At the end of the pitch, we are all going to win, irrespective of whoever wins the grants that is going to be given and the equity investment. But we're also hoping that this gives these founders an opportunity for investors out there to hear their pitch, to invest in them as an early stage business. And we hope to do more of these as mentors. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone that made it on the call. We also have our co-founder on the call, Omar. Omar, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fantastic. So I'll just leave it over to you, and then we get right back into to the startup founders to continue.
Yeah, just not much to add to what Edu said. At Winters, this is why we live. This is why we exist as a company, pretty much to ensure that every woman who desires to have a career in tech, be it a career as a professional or as an entrepreneur, we make that vision, we make that dream happen. So just to say a big thank you to everyone who believed in us, all of our sponsors, every juror, every mentor that has been with us from the beginning to now. And I don't want to take time from the startups. I'm excited to hear more about the next startups. So let's just quickly move into that. And so Anita, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you to my amazing founders and bosses, Omar and Edu. So over to our next presenter will be Mrs. Cindy, although she would like me to call her just Cindy. So Cindy, please take over. She will be talking for Trustee Farm.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Cindy Biyuk, co-founder and CEO at Trustee Farm. So Trustee Farm is simply improving access to quality and safe foods across the globe. Over the years since we started, we realized that many farmers have no reliable access to market because the supply chain system is simply broken in the food industry. Similarly, food processing companies to make sure that we can use a supply chain system to connect growers to consumers. And we do this for both local supplies and export as well. These ways, farmers will have easy access to market, they can increase their farm produce and increase their revenue as well. Our consumers who are B2C and B2B also save time and have access to verify the safety of what they consume. Next, please. So this is how our system works. The farmers and the buyers or consumers sign a simple MOU with us. And the next step is that our quality assurance officers work directly with the farmers to make sure they follow the agronomic practices that we set up. And farmers can upload their produce to us using USSD. And our consumers or buyers can reach out to us by request or by placing order on our website. And we take these orders, match demand to supply, and send to our fulfillment center and deliver to both customers. So what makes us unique is that, next slide, please. What makes us unique is that our system is backed by data, supply chain system is backed by data and to make trade decisions to help farmers and the consumers as well. Next, please. There are quite a lot of other people doing the same thing we are doing. It's quite a simple business model. Market women are doing it. We have other companies like AgroTac, FarmMart, and XLB.com in our local ecosystem here in Ghana. But we are standing out by creating a supply chain system, which is a matching platform, and also using artificial intelligence to predict demand and supply. Over the years, since we started, we released the first version of our technology, and we are iterating. We're currently working on the USSD for the farmers, and also updating our web application for our consumers. Our gross sales since 2019 was $4.1 million. 95% of these went into export, and 4.9 was for local supplies. We currently have outstanding off-takers running into about $85,000 monthly for different produce. Next, please. So our business model is to just add a markup price of 15% on each transaction. And we are also considering a refill subscription, but this is something we are still rethinking and would like to trash that out later. Next, please. So the market opportunity for the agriculture market in Africa is over $300 billion, and is going to run into $1 trillion by 2030. Our goal is to target 200 million transactions on our platform in the next 5 years, which will be charging 15% commission, which will give us $30 million in revenue in 5 years. After this, our target is to go for 1% of the $300 billion market in Africa. Next, please. Our ambition over the next 3 years is to, after funding, is to build an infrastructure, compromising our data center and a local location for our order fulfillment, onboard customers and workers as well, and do a lot of market validation and getting about and retaining 2,000 monthly users. In year 2, we'll be building capacity for farmers. We'll focus majorly on farmers. And in year 3, we'll look at getting into other West African regions through our platform. Next, please. Because our business is cash-based, it's really cash-based. Next slide, please. We are a team of 4 from different industry, from tech, from agriculture and environmental science. We have Caleb, who is our content manager. Zainab works with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and she trains our farmers. Eric is our operations lead, and he majors in going into logistics and bringing the produce to our customers. And I'm mostly into negotiations and making sure that we get customers matched to market. And I've been doing this entrepreneurship thing for the past 6 years now, built other businesses and helped other brands also build businesses. So I'm well versed in business development. Thank you. And we look forward to you helping us improve access to quality and safe foods across the globe.
All right, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Let's start off if we have any questions for Cindy. Hands on the screen.
Hi,
on the screen.
Cindy, thanks. Thank you for that. You've done $4.1 million in transactions since 2019.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's congrats to you guys. Could you give us an idea of the type of year-on-year growth?
Okay, so not really certain yet, because that's something I still have to work on. I just got my bank statements from the banks and putting our documents together. But in 2019 for exports, I would say we did about over $1 million. In 2020 over 1.5 million, and in 2021 to over 1.5 million. So the highest sale has been in between 2021 and 2022, really, where we did about, so I'll just give you an idea of how the export looks like, really. So we exported mainly coconuts, right? Dried hacks coconuts, and we do each container, each 40-footer container takes about 60,000 nuts, and for each of that we spend the value of that is about 15,500, and we do it on a weekly basis. So weekly we can do, the highest volume we can do is maybe 10 containers, and the lowest on some weekly basis can be 2 containers. And from 2021 and 2022, we did about 94 containers for that. The local sales have been quite minimal, because for that, it takes long. You need to convince a lot of farmers to bring their produce. But what helped us with the export is that our partners actually sent down money. So they sent the money down from US for us to get the nuts and everything. So it made it easier for us to work on week basis. So I can send the other a clearer breakdown later on if that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions? I don't see any hands up. If we don't, okay, Damilola's hands are up. Damilola, over to you.
Hi, how do you manage storage? I mean, you mentioned that you do different forms of produce, but you mentioned your best performing as, mostly grains and, those that can be converted into dried and vacuumed, for export and things like that. But where they're perishables, how do you manage storage locally?
Thank you very much for that question. So for perishables, mostly we pick from the farm because we do not have cold storage for now. Cold storage is very expensive. What we usually do is once we pick from the farm, it goes directly to whoever is buying it. Right now, most of the farms we get the perishables from are very close to the city. They are very close to Accra, so about an hour or two from Accra. So once we pick the produce, let's take tomatoes or cucumber or anything, it is coming the next day or it's going the next day to whoever is buying it. So that's how we manage the perishables for now, until we get a cold chain or a cold storage to be able to store it over time. For the dry produce, we pack so we have pack centers in the various regions that we buy from. Let's take the coconuts, for example. Once the coconut comes in, it's packed under a shed. We pack it into sacks. It takes about 3 days to finish packing. A lot of hands working on it. And we can pack all the 10 containers in 3 days. And then the reefer containers come to the pack centers so that we pack the items into them, and straight away it moves to port. So currently we are not holding any pack centers. We are just packing the items and sending and shipping them away immediately. Once it gets to port, it's immediately plugged in at the terminals. And once it gets on the ships, they plug them in as well. So that's how we manage quality assurance for the countries we export to. For now, we only exported to US and Canada.
Okay, one more thing. Your gross sales said 4.1. How much of that is your profit?
Okay, the interesting thing has been that since we have been bootstrapping for quite some time now, and our business is cash business, we do not have the money to buy all this produce in large volume. So a partner, for instance, the exports we did, these are people who contacted us through our website and said, can we do business with you? We said, yes. Do you have money to do it? If you have money, then we are going to sign an LC, get to the banks, and you can start doing business. We didn't get that, but we didn't allow the opportunity to pass as well. So what we did was they pay us a monthly subscription fee, and then they gave us the first trial, do 1 container. We did it, and then they kept sending the money down, and we kept sending them the produce. We get the money and buy from the farmers and send it to them every week. So everything we did was solely based on trust. But our main business model, if we get funded, is to charge 15% marked up price on every transaction. So the way we see this is that if we have been able to do it through negotiations, bootstrapping and all that, then it's very possible that when we get funding, because we know what is in the business, we know what these companies or these partners we are working, we know how much they make and everything. So it's very possible for us that when we get funded, we can get a 15% marked up price and make those revenues that we mentioned. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Cindy. Really enlightening. So we're moving on to our next startup, which is FoundHer. by Mina Ayat. So Mina, are you here? You ready?
Yes, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can actually. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. So I'd like to start by asking a question. If you're a tourist visiting a new country and you want to try new experiences and activities in this country, most probably you'll check international apps like Airbnb experiences or Get Your Guide. But if you are a local and you also want to try new experiences and activities in your city or country, experiences, and on the other side, we are helping our vendors digitize their bookings and payments and boost the revenues, as more than 75% of activity providers in Egypt are working offline and don't have an online booking system nor an online payment solution. So while we were developing the app, we decided that we want to start by creating a private community on Facebook in order to validate our idea, gain market insights, and also gather our go-to-market. And this community reached 4,000 organic members in only 3 months. And actually, when the app was ready, we announced it on this group and we got our first customers from there. So how it works for the users, you can download the application and then you got to discover and easily book experiences in Egypt. And for the vendors, we offer them an online booking system and a marketplace at an affordable cost in the shape of a mobile app and a dashboard, which helps them to save less time on operations and sell more. So our market size in Egypt alone is around $1.6 billion, and worldwide, the tours and activities sector is around $183 billion. So our revenue stream comes from the activity providers, so we get a 10% commission per transaction. There is also fees for featuring and sponsorship, and in the future, we're also adding tools to our booking system, which will be for a subscription fee from the activity provider. So currently, we have around 5,000 organic users on our app, and in Q4, our number of bookings have increased by 86%. We have made agreements with 29 activity providers, and we have won first place in Vodafone competition. And this is a new feature that we're working on that I'm very excited to share with you, which is team outings. So team outings is filling our vendors' low time on weekdays by bringing to them teams on this low time, because teams usually like to go out on a weekday instead of a weekend so that they don't bring their employees on a weekend. And also it's helping teams to easily discover and book experiences they can do together. And these are testimonials from users who have booked through the app, and this is their reviews. So what makes us different is that, first of all, we are affordable to locals. And also our application has experiences and activities that are more curated to locals. We are also working on our AI in order for each user to have a personalized recommendations and also analytics and insights for vendors so that they can boost the revenues. Also, we are building our booking system in a way to make it be used by the vendors as their default booking system in the future. And this will be for a subscription fee. And finally, meet our team. So my name is Minna. I graduated 6 years ago from computer science with high honors. And since I took the mobile app development course, I fell in love with the idea of how building a mobile app can reach many people and make their life easier some way. And actually, I've started my entrepreneurship journey after this course when I was a student by developing a mobile app to my university. The second thing I'm very passionate about is trying new experiences and activities. And I have 4 years of work experience at Cisco Egypt, Poland, and Cisco Germany, and actually have left Cisco Germany in order to pursue this dream. And my co-founder, Hiba, she's an MBA holder, and she has 6 years of experience as a founder and CEO of Talent 360, in which she has partnered and empowered more than 60 startups. And Hiba will be the one leading the business development for the team outings feature, and this is the rest of our team. And we are asking for a 50K in order to help us reach 100K users and have our scalable tech product ready. And finally, we invite you to join us while we make it easy for people to try new experiences, create memories, and connect with nature and each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Minna. It was really, really lovely. Okay, moving on to our judges. Zion, take over, please.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that pitch. Very exciting, actually. I'm just wondering, so since the launch, you said you've acquired 5,300 users on the platform. I'm just wondering, how much revenue that has equated to and how much activity you've seen on the actual platform itself.
Yes, so we have around 100 experiences on our app, and there are like Airbnb experiences, TripAdvisor, and Get Your Guide. However, they are mainly targeting like tourists. But for the competition analysis, like the ones who are targeting locals the same as us, it's still a very fragmented market. So all of the competition is taking around less than 5% of the whole market. So it's still like there is a space for a new startup to join.
Right. So, but my question would be then, what is the moat that you've got in terms of, you know, how easy is it for the people who are targeting foreigners to actually switch over and target locals as well? Is there any barriers for them to do that, or do you think it would be quite easy for them to do that?
For the international platforms?
Yeah, so for the platforms that are targeting foreigners and giving foreigners the experiences in that place, because your kind of unique value prop here is that you're targeting locals, right? So how easy is it for your competition to actually target locals as well?
I think it will be just like a different target segment they will be looking at, because like for these international platforms, they are mainly focused on tourists, like from the experiences and so on. I think what makes us different in this part is that we already like onboarded like around 29 activity providers. So we already like onboarded like more local vendors to us, and also what else, just a second, and also and also because like we are like a local platform, like even with the Arabic name like Fusha, so it's like more like easier for the local and like the Arabic region to like get like familiar to the app.
Salam, go ahead.
Thanks, Sion. My question is, in terms of your milestones for 2023, what are going to be your strategic objectives? Are you going to be focusing on the sort of signing up more providers, or creating more content, or online guides? Will you be expanding into different verticals, such as, you know, corporate travel? Yes.
Yes, exactly, sure. So this is like our roadmap. So in the next year, we want to first acquire more customers, and this will be like by doing more marketing campaigns, because until now we only spend less than $100 on the marketing, so like most of our users were organic. However, like when we did this $100 campaign, we got like a CAC for 1.5 EGP for a user to download our app, and our like churn rate is around 5%. So yeah, so like when we calculated, like if we put like more money in the market campaign, it will be easier to reach this goal of 100K users. And also we have a context of 200 activity providers in
Recording
Egypt.
stopped. Recording in progress.
Yeah, and our goal is to in this year to sign up with 100 more 70 activity providers to reach 100 activity providers. And in 2022, so our goal was to start with only individuals, like individuals and family and friends. But then we discovered like this team outings part, that there is like a missing part, that also teams want to go out together and want to have fun. So we are introducing this in 2023. And Hiba, my co-founder, because she has been working in HR for more than 10 years now and has her startup in HR for 7 years. So she'll be the one leading this business development in this part.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much to our judges. Thank you so much, Mena. Really love that. All right. Going next to our next startup.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Apologies for that. Our next startup will be Maha of Scan, Pay and Go. So Maha, take over. Wendy will be displaying it now. So yeah, Maha, you're ready to go.
Hi, Anita, can I share my screen? You can share it from your side if you want. I don't want to.
Oh, okay. All right. Wendy? Okay, we're having a glitch with the network with Wendy. So Maha, please, can you share your screen?
1 minute, I have a difficulty here. Hind, can you share your screen?
Okay, sure. All right, sure, we'll do that now.
I think it works. If you would like, I can just share the slides from my side.
Yes, please. I'm sorry for that. I'm not able to share my screen. I don't know. Or Anita, if you can share it from your side, this would be great, because I don't know why I'm not able to share it. Otherwise, I'm now able to share it. Sorry, I'm now able to share it. Are you able to see my screen now? Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. Your time starts now, actually.
Okay. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. This is Maha from Egypt. I'm here on behalf of Scan and Go. Our aim to create a hyper shopping experience that results in more sales and happy customers. So what is the current problems that in-store shoppers are facing? Long queues, lack of price tag, and also your pocket is full of receipts, which is really annoying. And also I would like to highlight something. More than 50% of the customer prefer to do independent shopping experience. And what are the problems for retailer? They need to monitor their cashier twice per day, and they need to print price tag for each product, and also they are not able to track the expiration date for the product. So Scan Pay and Go will be able to also handle the labor shortage and help the store to keep track of customer data. So what is Scan Pay and Go? Scan Pay and Go is the mobile self-checkout solution. So by using your mobile camera, you will be able to scan the product barcode, and you will be able to add the product in your shopping cart and know exactly how much you need to pay. And we are supporting different kind of payment, whether it's e-wallet or credit card. And you will be able to track your digital receipts, and you will be able to track as well your loyalty points. We are trying to provide a multilingual website that will help users to do self-checkout. How we can make solution, Scan Pay Go solution become a successful solution for retailer? We need to handle a couple of stuff. One of them is to prepare a safety control plan. We need the store need to prepare their safety prevention plan, and they need to train the staff as well on how to handle anti-theft technique. And also they need to put a camera in the store. Also, to make the solution succeed, we need to handle waiting for the loose items. So we need to implement a barcode waiting scale. And why Egypt? Because Egypt ranked now number 7 according to Global Retail Development Index. The total retail sales in Egypt is around $200 billion. And currently the consumer are more confident in digital payments. The market share for the grocery sector in Egypt, it's more than 10% for hypermarket and supermarket. And also, according to one of the statistics, the sales for hypermarket and supermarket in 2019 exceed 5,000 million and also exceed $250 million for the convenience store. Our potential customer is like Spanish Metro Banda, and we already get an initial positive feedback from Spanish. Our business model is B2B. Our revenue model will be transactional and subscription revenue model. Our competitor, we are having two kind of competitor, direct and indirect. The direct competitor is can-pay go solution outside Egypt, like Supreme. And the indirect competitor will be the online grocery store like Breakfast, Talabat, and Rabbit. Our team is me. I'm a software engineer. I worked in Vodafone and Vodafone Egypt, Salat Dubai, and also ING Bank in the Netherlands. Hind is a financial analyst, and she's currently now preparing her PhD. We are looking for a mentor in the retail space. Our fundraising plan, we are planning to raise around $200,000. We will spend this fund in developing the solution and also sales and do sales and marketing, and also for the license and the cloud fees, and for people and operation. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity to present Scan-Pay Go.
Thank you so much, Maha. Thank you so much, enlightening. So do we have any questions for Maha? Sanam, please go ahead.
Yes, hi Maha, nice to see you again. We had previously met. I do really like the product. My question is, why have you decided to focus on the supermarkets when they're already implementing this, such as Carrefour, for example? Why have you not decided to go for different retail outlets and other product categories?
Actually, Carrefour just implemented the scan part. But for the payment, you need to go to the cashier and to make the payment by yourself. For this solution, we are making it's like a combo. You will do everything from your mobile. But currently in Carrefour, you cannot pay from mobile. And also, as a start, we will start with the grocery system. But in the future, we are planning to expand in fashion and others, any kind of stores. And we are planning also to start from Egypt and expand in other countries. I already invited to present Scan-Pay and Go in Dubai and in Bahrain, and they show an interest for the solution. So I hope I answer your question.
Yes, no, how are these discussions going then in terms of finalizing the integration with these retailers?
Sorry, could you please repeat the question again?
Yes, so my question is, how are these conversations going, the supermarkets that you're speaking with?
I talked to many supermarkets, for example, Spanish. I talked with the IT director of Spanish, and he liked the solution, and he asked me for more details about the final solution and to send him a document about the for the customer.
Thank you.
All right, we have 1 minute more for questions for Maha. Any other questions from anyone? I would like to invite Chinyere to ask a question. She's one of our judges and we've not had her for a while. So Chinyere, do you have any questions for Maha?
No, I don't have any questions for Maha for now. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Yeah, thanks. All right.
Okay, I can, if you don't mind, Anita, I can utilize this 1 minute to show a quick demo for you. So for example, this is a website. You will scan the item and you will see how much is the price. You will add it into your cart. For example, I want 2 items. Now I will be able to know exactly how much I will pay. I will make that checkout. Currently, we are in a conversation with PayMop to integrate with them as a payment gateway. So this is the dashboard for payment PayMop. So we will be able to track all the items that has been purchased by Scan Pay Go solution. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you so much for that, Maha. We'll be moving on to our next startup by Gwendoline Abe. You can see she's already smiling, beautiful. She is the founder of Cybersecurity for Kids. So Gwendoline, over to you. Wendy will be putting up your slides in a minute. Okay.
Hi, good afternoon. Well, my name is Gwendolyn Abe. I'm the CEO and founder for Cybersecurity for Kids. Our main aim is to create a safe and virtual internet space for children. Our program in 2006, as a 15-year-old, I went to an internet cafe and I met a guy online. His name was Greg, and then we spoke about what we want to do in future. I thought he was a little boy till I asked for his picture, and then he said, I found out that he was an adult. He showed me a picture of his private part. This got me scared because you can't meet things like that on the internet as a little child. I had people around me who were able to help me prevent this from happening. The main thing we want to do is to hear the children, those who meet these cases. We want to help them to prevent this thing from happening. 500,000 internet predators are online daily, and 1 out of 5 of them, according to Bill Biden Foundation, reports that they have met these predators. Please, next slide. Well, 13,000 images of children being exploited are uploaded online daily from my country in 2020. Please, next slide. Our problem, we want to solve these problems, the unawareness of cyber-related issues, especially with children, difficulty in accepting cybersecurity personnel, difficulties in understanding cybersecurity issues with children. Next slide, please. Please, next slide. Our solution, we are creating an ebook for the children, and we are creating a web app for the children and parents as well. And we already have our fan club, which is in session currently. Next slide, please. Next, please. The concept of cybersecurity for kids is to fight a 2023 proof of concept also began. We're hoping to scale up in 2024. Next slide, please. Our target markets are head teachers, parents, religious institutions, and NGOs, as well as security organizations. Next, please. Our market size, our target currently is 400,000 children. Our serviceable market is 800,000 children. This is around our region, and we are hoping to take over the country Ghana with 11 million children. Our funding, we are asking for 10K, which will be used in publishing and production of the book, and then the app. We want us, and 20% to be used for purchasing of cyber tools, with 35% to be used for sales and marketing. Our burning rate will be $5,000. Next. These are our competitors. We have UNICEF Cybersecurity Authority Ghana, Bill Biden Foundation, America. What our competitors don't have is they don't have an ebook for the children. They don't have a mobile application for the children. Though they have access to cybersecurity personnel, but how professional are they? And then we have a fan club, which we have interaction with these children once a week. Our roadmap, we've already completed our first book for sale, grade 1 to grade 5. We are hoping for production in March. Proof of concept will be happening in 2023, April, August, as our end of development will be happening in October. Attracting. We've already visited Islamic schools, primary schools, churches, and we have our groups with them already. We already have 13 trained teachers in all these places whom we have trained, and they are aware of the canker we are fighting. They are hoping to assist us in the near future to fight more. Thank you. That's it. Our business model, we are hoping to sell a book for $5 and $3, $5 on Amazon, $3 hard copy, and we are hoping to run ads and subscription. We are hoping to get feedback from the children as well with our innovation. We've gotten testimonials from people from UNODC and then from Cybersecurity Ghana. This is our team, myself, digital forensics as an analyst with the Child Protection and Digital Forensics Lab. I have two other of my colleagues who are child psychologists. Thank you very much. You can contact us on these details. Open for questions.
Hi, thanks, Gwen.
So much.
Thanks,
Okay.
Gwen. Could we actually get a better description of the actual product itself? The book content, the number of pages. How easy is it for the children to? Is it the parents are going to read it to children? Are children meant to read it for themselves? When the children read it, what kind of guidance are they supposed to have?
Okay, so the book itself is an easy to read book. It's not complex. We have pictures and it's very interactive as well. It's for grade 1 to 5. We have lesser pages, so it doesn't bore the children. We have interaction, and we are using animations in the book, which will make it easy. And it is not only for the children; it is also for teachers. So when we have our meetings, we will be reading the books to them so that when they go home, they can also read it to their parents can read it as well, and then other children around them. So they can even create like their own circle, which they can share their ideas and they can share what they've read in the book together. They can post their homework there. They can get understanding from them. They will have a social club on the app as well. So we are hoping to build them now and prevent them from meeting these predators. We are hoping to be very close to them so that they can really tell us what they go through on a daily, on the internet daily, because we have predators meeting these children on gaming apps, social sites, especially with parents who are not around their children every time. They are not around, they just say, oh, take my phone, be at the corner, but we don't know exactly what these children are going through. So we are hoping to build that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any more questions for Gwen? All right. Then we'll be moving on to the next, last but not the least, Habiba of Kitch. So, Habiba.
Hi, everyone.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Wendy will be displaying in a bit. There you go.
Okay, can you make it full screen, please? Yes. Can you give me access to switch between the slides? Hey, Anita, are you giving me access?
Yeah, Wendy is doing that. Haven't you gotten yet?
No.
Oh, you could just start off and then Wendy will switch between the slides.
Okay, all right. So hi everyone, I'm Habiba from Egypt and I'll be pitching my startup Kitch to you.
So it all started when I got married and I had no idea how to cook because I was living with my parents before then. No, so can you go back, please? Actually, I really need to have access to the slides. So is there a way you can do it for me? I can share the screen if it will make it better.
Sure, give me a minute. Yeah, you can share your screen now.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So so it all started when I got married and I had no idea how to cook because I was living with my parents before then. So I started getting recipes online and I found the process to be very frustrating and not convenient at all. So for something that I do 3 to 4 times a week, I figured that there has to be a more convenient way to do it. And this is how Kitsch was born. So there are hundreds of food bloggers, Egyptian food bloggers sharing the recipes online. And there are hundreds of thousands of recipes available online. And there are actually millions of people like me, Egyptians, looking for recipes online, with 60% cooking on a regular basis and 70% getting recipes online. The food bloggers, the Egyptian food bloggers, they have a following of 3 to 9 million followers. So we can conclude that it's a big and existing market. So what is the problem? The problem is accessibility. I did survey and focus groups with people who look for recipes online. And it turns out that just like me, they have problems with the content. They think that it's cluttered and not organized. They have a problem with the formatting of the recipes, specifically the reels on Instagram, and the several other problems like the lack of reviews and reaching the recipe in general. I also did another research with the food bloggers to see if they have any problems in food blogging. And it turns out that they do, because they spend hours brainstorming, shooting and editing the content, but they feel that it's not reaching its full potential for their products. It's a website and an app. These are some screenshots of the app. So at first, the user, they get to choose their cooking and dietary preferences, their favorite chefs, and accordingly, the homepage is customized to them. So they get a customized experience using smart AI. And then they can search for the recipe that they're looking for, or they can add filters to reach the recipe. So it's a more convenient way of reaching the recipe. And when they find the recipe that they like, they can save it and they can categorize it into folders. So it's basically offering them the same recipes that the food bloggers already offer them online, but in a more convenient way, an accessible way. So the business model is a revenue sharing model, just like the model of YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. And it's done in partnership with the food bloggers. So it's a freemium model for the users, and it's a revenue sharing model for the food bloggers. How does this happen? We aggregate the content or the recipe content of the food bloggers. We generate revenue using different revenue streams I'll be telling you more about using this content. And 50% of this revenue is shared with the content creators who are the food bloggers. We have several revenue streams and ideas for expansion and scalability. The first is the freemium. So as I said, the app will be for free. So we will be having ads on the app, and it will be one of the main tools of monetization. And we will also be producing sponsored content for FMCGs and local brands, so sponsored recipes, and subscription for whoever wants to subscribe to use the app for additional features, and also a marketplace. So this will be done in partnership with existing online grocery stores in Egypt. So the users can order the ingredients directly from the app, and a kitchenware marketplace of everything, of all the kitchenware suppliers in Egypt. And also they can order the meals, ready-made meals of the recipes of the food bloggers. And this will be done in partnership with existing cloud kitchens in Egypt. We also want to become a producer. So under the name of the food bloggers, using their popularity and their recipes, we produce actual food products like the sauces, dips, and marinades, and kitchenware products like cooking boards and pans. Other revenue streams include online cooking classes, becoming a social platform, and expanding in the MENA region. We plan to launch with our go-to-market strategy involves the website and an app. The website is ready. The app is in the final phases of development and will be ready in about a week or two. We plan to launch with 50 bloggers. We currently have 37 currently on board, and so it's an ongoing process. And we plan to launch with a minimum of 1,000 recipes covering all categories and all cuisines. The launch is planned in Ramadan, which is March 2023. Ramadan is the month where we fast. So we're either thinking about food or talking about food. So we think it's a great time to launch. We will do a campaign featuring all the 50 bloggers on board. We plan to reach 500,000 users organically through the bloggers and land at 25,000 downloads organically. This is for the launch. And then 6 months after the launch, once we perfect the product and are confident enough, we will have a campaign in September of 2023 targeting 200,000 downloads. So this is the team. I'm the CEO. I graduated I have a bachelor in business from 6 years ago, and I worked as a brand manager in Danone for 5 years, and I quit my job to focus on Kitsch. I have a technical consultant on board and several advisors. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Awesome. Yes, I will move on to the Q&A session. Any questions for Habiba from our judges? Okay, Sanam, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Habiba, for the presentation. So I personally use Instagram.
In mind that it requires a lot of effort from the user to download an app, and that's why we have a website for traffic.
Fantastic. I just have a quick follow-on question based off that. Do you currently scrape Instagram? Do you integrate with Instagram so that it's easy for the bloggers to migrate their data?
Technically, we can't do that because Instagram does not allow you to download, to extract the content and put it elsewhere, unlike YouTube. So what happens is the bloggers, they post their content on YouTube. Some of them already have YouTube channels, and the others, they just they create a channel and they post their content, and it's linked directly with the application.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Hector, go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's a short question. You know, it certainly appears as though it's going to be an expensive customer acquisition process. How are you looking at this over time, and you know, how are you looking at you know, kind of exciting and different routes that potentially beat what's out there?
Okay, so we're not planning to spend on customer acquisition at first. We'll be relying on the bloggers. These bloggers, they have a very big follower base, and these people, their followers, they love them. So if they say that there's an app, they're probably more be inclined to follow it versus seeing just us announcing that there's an app called Kitsch for the users to download. So we'll be relying on the food